Ronnie the King Coleman. Before I say anything about him, let's quickly take you through what the other bodybuilding legends have to say about the King. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ronnie created a whole new dimension. Arnold says the first time he saw Ronnie Coleman, he looked at his right shoulder and then kept on turning till the time he reached the left shoulder, and it took him a while to get there because Ronnie's shoulders were that wide. Especially when Ronnie hit a lat spread, it seems like a curtain close. Ronnie's also a very graceful poser, Arnold says. Flex Wheeler. I feel bad for people who didn't get to witness Ronnie in his prime. Pictures and videos don't do justice to the electricity that was in the air when Ronnie competed. You just had to gaze into the people's eyes who looked at Ronnie Coleman and see the surprise. Sean Ray. Ronnie Coleman had things on his body that we'd never ever seen on Mr. Olympia before. Prior to him, now, and in the future, there's gonna be nobody like Ronnie Coleman. Jay Cutler. Ronnie just had it all. He was bigger than everyone. He was more conditioned than everyone. And he just didn't give a shit about anybody. He stood up on that stage and he was just like, I am here. Give me your title and I'm leaving with it. Victor Martinez. Guys were discussing the second, third and the fourth position when I joined the Mr. Olympia stage. Those are guys before me, and they never ever spoke about the first position when Ronnie was competing. Ronnie was that dominant. Dexter Jackson. Ronnie was unbeatable when he was the best. No one has ever beaten Ronnie Coleman. Dorian Yates. The Shadow says, everybody has weakness. Ronnie had no weakness. Dobson, the guy who... Chris Cormier. Now he's somebody who's known for his intensity and the amount of weight that he lifts. He says, I wanted to work out with Ronnie. I wanted to see how intense a champion's work ethic was. But you felt like you were in a physical fight after that workout with dominant Mr. Olympia ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger had taken the bodybuilding sport global in the 1970s, but the weights Coleman lifted were of another level. His rivals used phrases like there was nobody you could compare him to. He just wasn't human. This guy looked like an alien, and the meat you just saw hanging all over his body. An accountant by education and a cop by profession, he had never ever thought of becoming Mr. Olympia. Started competing when he was offered free gym membership by the Metro Flex gym owner Brian Dobson. Debuting in 1992, Coleman was not taken seriously by anyone. Went to Flex and said, what's the deal? What is the juice? And Flex Wheeler opened the Pandora's box, offered his advice, and perhaps that was Ronnie Coleman's first stack of steroids. And the next year, Ronnie Coleman was completely transformed into this monster that was unbeatable. Like lisp. And he's saying, lightweight baby, lightweight, when he has these really heavy dumbbells in his hand. And the legendary face where he says, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift heavy ass weights. And ain't nothing but a peanut. Now those phrases have motivated countless bodybuilders and fans across. Retired and he's got multiple injuries. He's got both his hips replaced. He's got titanium fitted in. All of his discs are fused together. What that means is he can't really move too well. He's got very limited mobility, but he still works out. He still loves the sport. In the Netflix documentary, somebody asks him, so what's the biggest regret that he has? And you would imagine that perhaps him lifting too heavy weights would be one of his regrets, because he can't walk anymore. But he says that in the famous unbelievable video, he's shown squatting 800 pounds for 2 reps. Now his greatest regret, as per Ronnie Coleman, is that he could have easily done more than 2 reps. With 800 pounds, he just did 2, and that perhaps is his greatest regret. Now that brings a smile on your face, that this guy is all about mental toughness and all about positivity. He's never ever criticized the sport of bodybuilding. He's never ever regretted lifting those heavy weights. He still does it because for all of you fans of Ronnie Coleman, he's done multiple podcasts, and you should certainly watch his podcast with Joe Rogan. He's done one podcast with Valuetainment, where he's named his top bodybuilders of all time. He also criticizes the modern day bodybuilders and says that the modern day bodybuilders would have stood no chance against the bodybuilders from his era. So perhaps you should watch that. He's done multiple interviews with RX Muscle as well, and then you should definitely and I've been a fan of his ever since. So this video is truly from a fanboy. I hope you like this video. We'll continue to make more such videos. So please stay with us, subscribe, and stay unplugged and stay honest. Take care. Bye.